It's the every other Tuesday. That means it's my awesome bi-weekly conversation with Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto from Cinema Veterinary Center. Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to talk about, I was telling you off the air, I have a 13-year-old beagle. I have a 10-year-old, and then we're not sure how old our Daisy is because we adopted her somewhere between probably 7 and 10-ish. But my 13-year-old beagle, we noticed recently that his hearing is really going, and he could only hear like really loud noises. At first we thought he was being kind of aloof, but we realized. And it also, there are other situations with him, and they're probably typical health problems for a senior dog. But I wanted to talk a little bit about what we can expect as our dogs get older, and not just from like the main things. A lot of times we see them starting to slow down, or maybe they get arthritic, or maybe there's some serious health illness. Just talking about from a perspective of what we need to do and consider as they get older, how we treat them from an exercise perspective, maybe a diet perspective, and what to look for. Like in Buddy's cases recently, it seems like his proteins were a bit higher, and he also has a little bit of a heart murmur, and liver enzymes are a little bit out of whack, so we got him on the hepatic formula stuff. So things like that. When do we officially treat dogs as seniors?
7 and above is considered a senior.
So that's not just a dog food marketing thing for shelf space. That's the real deal.
That's the real deal. That's what we consider a senior as well.
And of course it probably varies from dog to dog. Am I right? As far as probably that age affecting their health? Is it kind of like a
every dog's going to be different, and certainly the bigger dogs seem to age faster. They don't live as long as the smaller dogs, but around 7 years of age is when you should really start thinking about maybe coming twice a year instead of just once a year for your exams. We can try to catch changes earlier that way. We do screening blood work to make sure that the liver and the kidneys and all of that is still working normally. Trying to catch things early is always better than catching them way later, when they're still hopefully fixable and keeping them healthy.
Right, or at least treatable from that standpoint.
Exactly.
Some of those things, as we look, just like as humans get those type of ailments, heart disease, liver functions changing and other situations, so do our dogs and cats.
Right.
Now, let's talk about cats really quickly. Is it the same for cats 7 and above, or?
We consider it the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even some cats, I think it depends. I had one that lived to be 18. I've known others that had to be 20, 22, but for the most part, so they might have a little bit of longer longevity, but dogs
Absolutely.
are roughly between about 10 and 15-ish, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So and of course, again, depending on the size of the dog.
Depends on the size, yeah.
So just keeping in mind exercise, just start maybe curbing that, or maybe keeping an eye out for how they're handling longer walks and stuff like that.
Yeah. If they're used to pretty strenuous exercise, you can kind of see how they're handling that. Certainly only going out when it's cooler out, it's easier on their bodies and just less dangerous, with the heat that we get here. And if they seem like they're slowing down, maybe just not taking them quite so far, quite so strenuous. If you go jogging, maybe back off to just walking with them. And a lot of owners don't realize that while dogs slowing down, yes, that's part of the aging process, but there are many things that we can do to help that not to happen or not to progress as quickly. So if they are slowing down more due to joint issues and things like that, if they're hurting, there's lots of medications and supplements we can use to help them stay comfortable, so you don't see that as much.
Right.
We keep them feeling good.
Right, and treatments and things like that. So very important. I think that especially in the checkup phase of bringing them in often, and as they get older, and especially if they're on any types of medications, you'll have to probably bring them in for reevaluation if they're on tramadol or if they're on something else. It's kind of a long-term medication.
Exactly.
So it's always good to just get into that habit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good thing. So that is something. Your seniors, they are just like us as they get older. They do have ailments and maladies, and sometimes especially look for those warning signs if there is something a little more serious, if they're behavior changes and things like that, especially drastically. I want to talk a little bit about an event coming up this Sunday.
Yes, the Bow Wows and Meows Pet Fair, an adoption event that's going to be at Hart Park.
And there was someone I know on social media, I don't remember, I think it was a friend of a friend, but talking about looking for a lap kitty, something that he can come home to. So this would be a good opportunity, dogs and cats.
Dogs and cats, yep.
And it'll be at Hart Park from
11 to 4.
So it's Bow Wows and Meows, Hart Park, literally down the street from the radio station here in Old Town Newhall. Very easy to get to from anywhere in Santa Clarita. Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto, of course, from Cinema Veterinary Center, located on Cinema Drive in beautiful downtown Valencia. Cinemavet.com. I want to say, see if I can get it off the top of my head, 253-9300.
Perfect.
The number. Ding,
Yep.
ding, 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 ding. For all your veterinary needs, dogs and cats. And also, when you become a customer of theirs, you get access to their really cool online services, which I'm telling you is incredibly, wonderfully convenient. So, and also great and friendly service.
Thank
Personally
you.
experienced. So, Doctor, again, always fun. Now, in 2 weeks, we're going to talk about what you should not do with your pets around Halloween.
Halloween,
So
yes.
coming up with our Halloween talk. So, again, thanks so much. We'll have
Thank
traffic
you.
coming up right